My Hero Academia Season 7 was so good, you guys. The storyline wrap-ups, the plot developments, the action animation sequences, all truly blew me away, and that is why it ranked at number 2 of my top 5 best animes of 2024. Go check out my episode reviews / manga versus anime comparisons for My Hero Academia Season 7. While the adaptation for My Hero Academia Season 7 was potentially the best out of all the seasons, as well as having a movie with some of the best looking animation sequences I have ever seen in a My Hero Academia movie, Studio Bones still went the extra mile to tweak some of the scenes from TV to Blu-ray. An X account titled My Sakuga Academia was able to post most of the major changes in the Blu-ray version, so special thanks to that X account for posting these. But let's just jump into the comparison. The first change comes from Season 7 Episode 13, aka 151, where Deku lands a blow on Shigaraki. When I saw this in the anime, I was already blown away. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The colors, the fluidity, the solid character designs. But the fact that Studio Bones went back and slightly enhanced this scene, removing the dimming, slightly enhancing the contrast, adding more special effects, eliminating the ghosting, truly blew me away when I saw the Blu-ray version. I mean, look at it. It looks like something from One Punch Man. My only gripe with this scene is that in the Blu-ray version, they removed the blue tint over the first few frames of this sequence. I really like that blue tint in my opinion. Next up, they added extra keyframes of Gentle Criminal moving slowly. The TV version, he stopped abruptly, his movements look so jerky. But as well as Gentle Criminal, La Brava also has extra animation keyframes. The Blu-ray animating these two characters to look like they're moving in slow motion makes the entire scene more intimate, showing the two characters' friendship, what they've been through, and how they're redeeming themselves. This scene came from episode 16 of season 4, also known as 154. Next up, this sequence from episode 18, also known as 156. It seems like the Blu-ray delayed the sequence of this side building collapsing. The pink streak animations are also positioned behind the building instead of in front of it, and they animated some lightning sparks to signify that this building is about to blow up. In the same episode, the sequence of Gigensho Makina penetrating his way through Mount Lady, they slightly delayed the pink streak lines that animate behind her. In episode 19, also known as 157, the Blu-ray is slightly brightened up in the first few frames. The rocket colors on Ida's legs have been turned from purple to pink. And as Ida and Shoto are about to shoot off into battle, they added extra color effects in the background just to make this scene pop more. And as they are shooting through the city, this high angle shot shows that they slightly lowered the opacity of the cloud poofing out of Ida's legs. Next up, Smells Like Teen Spirit All For One has his entire face redesigned. Heck, his entire body is slightly tweaked. More definition on his muscles, better drawn hair, and his face looks more on model. But not just him, but even All Might is slightly redesigned in this episode. This might be the first time in season 7 where they have redesigned any of the character designs, and honestly, I think it looks good. Better shadows, better character designs. I think Bones wanted to make this scene look as iconic as possible, so they had to go back and tweak it so that All Might can turn into Iron Might. And in episode 20, also known as 151, the Blu-ray added some of the pink special effects flying past Ochaka Uraraka, and finally, every single scene I'm about to show you guys is pretty much the ghosting and dimming being removed. These changes happen between episode 8 and episode 21. There's no real point in breaking every one of these scenes down because it's literally the same, the ghosting and dimming being removed. But with the Blu-ray removing the ghosting and dimming, it well and truly makes these character designs pop. I mean, look at some of these designs. With the ghosting and dimming removed, they no longer look dull, desaturated, and very hard to watch, and clearly see the director's intended vision finally being presented in the Blu-ray version. Of course, we all know why ghosting and dimming happens. We don't want another instance of Pokemon Shock from the 90s. The ghosting and dimming is added as a safety precaution, mainly to protect our eyes, particularly for young people who are watching this, who are very sensitive to flashing images. While I do understand that the TV broadcasters in Japan have to add the ghosting and dimming, it is quite a shame that a lot of fans in the West may never get to see some of these scenes in their full glory. We live in an era where people mainly stream their favorite TV shows, as buying physical media is becoming less and less popular as the years go on. As well as that, the price for the Blu-rays is bloody expensive, mate. The season 7 Blu-ray have been divided into 3 different volumes, and the price for each of these volumes is just over 12,000 yen, which equals to $80. So if Western fans want to watch the Blu-ray version immediately and don't want to wait for the English release that will eventually be released in 6 to 12 months, then they would have to pay a whopping $240 to see these changes, which is absolutely insane. As I said before, the Blu-rays in the West don't get an official Crunchyroll release until 6 to 12 months. Season 7, the Japanese Blu-ray, was released literally a couple of months after the season 6 finale. Season 6 ended on March 25th, 2023, and the final set for the volume was released on July 19th, 2023, which isn't too bad, considering the fact that the season 6 volumes before the finale volume was released during when season 6 was airing. But it wasn't until 1 year and 9 months for the English Blu-ray to finally be released by Crunchyroll, which is a huge amount of time between the seasons and the Blu-ray. Overall, I just think these prices are a little bit extreme, and honestly don't make too much sense considering the fact that we are living in the golden age of streaming. People aren't really going out to buy Blu-ray, so I don't understand why the Japanese edition is so expensive. Regardless, that is the best way to support the industry. I still think the changes that were made in season 7 were pretty good. The changes they did add were small, but quite dazzling to say the least. But tell me in the comments down below what you guys think of these changes from TV to Blu-ray. Like this video, subscribe for more My Hero Academia videos, as well as other TV versus Blu-ray comparisons, news updates, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. But thank you for watching, and as always, a boy do the view signing out.